Hello guys, DJParson here, and I'm back for another season of the Through the Ages International Championship, and this time it's season 9. Last season was really interesting. 7 games, I posted all of those on this channel. If you haven't watched those, some of them were really amazing. Definitely should check those out. I'm gonna link them in the description and the cards above. If you have watched it, maybe you noticed, right now I'm in Division 2. Last season I didn't really... I came 2nd place, very closely, but apparently somebody else left League 2 or something. I still ranked up to League 2, to Division 2, so this time we can fight to go to the top, to the first league, and join Payada and all the other guys. And I hope I can do that. This first game, if we go to the schedule, you can see the first game in my league. It's gonna be a 3-player game, me against Blix LT and Himmelstosh, so we're gonna join that game immediately. So this game against Blix LT and Himmelstosh, I have the 3rd turn, so we can see what the others did. Red took Engineering Genius, green did take Ashoka and the Colosseum, and I can take yeah, maybe one of those leaders. Alexander isn't bad. I'm gonna have a look at all the leaders and wonders in the game. So from HA we still have the pyramids. The rest isn't that great really. The leaders we have, yeah, Alexander probably is good. I might just take him. And then for the later ages we have Great Wall and Magic Castle, St. Peter's Basilica. Quite a lot of interesting stuff. We have in the last age Pierre, Bill Gates, Dietrich, all of those are pretty important. We have Bach and Dietrich, also interesting. We have Michelangelo, St. Peter's Basilica. So there's a lot to take in here. We're gonna go into more detail of that during the ages. For the first turn, I mean, pyramids is pretty great, and the rest of the wonders are not. So I could just take the pyramids, because if I don't, then Red will take that, I guess. Spending 3 actions for that is quite a lot. I could also just take Alexander and Urban Growth. Because if I take pyramids, I won't be getting Alexander, and then I might still get Cleopatra or Hippocrates. Like this, we're also putting pyramids on 1, so Red can easily grab that. So I'm not the biggest fan of that, but Urban Growth is pretty nice. Alexander also is not bad. Yeah, not sure I really want to pay 3 action for the pyramids. From H2 we can, from H1 there's no Universitas Carolina, so we can't go for an early one of that. Yeah, and those aren't the best wonders early, I think. Maybe the Machu Picchu, but the other ones don't give you a big boost in the beginning. I mean, we might get Acropolis if we really have to. I mean, Acropolis isn't the greatest wonder, but with Pierre we could go for a nice Bread and Circus strat, where we go for 5 of those in the end with Pierre, and then that would be pretty strong. So I think this is stronger than just the pyramids. With Urban Growth we can immediately build our 2nd lab, so I'm gonna go with this. And then we see maybe there's also the Colossus. Yeah, we might also get the Colossus, isn't too bad, maybe better than Acropolis. We'll have to see if, yeah, I guess Red will probably take the pyramids, so we will get one of those 2, I guess. So he goes for Boudica. Just that, I guess, and Engineering Genius. And green goes for Ashoka, takes for Galaxy, so it doesn't produce anything else, and that leaves me with pyramids. Pretty nice. Getting those. Yeah, Red taking Boudica for 2 actions. Yeah, pretty wild. So I will go with Alex, and I'm building the lab. And I guess increasing population and taking pyramids. maybe I can get Saladin next turn. Then I could use Alexander and immediately take Saladin. That's pretty good, getting Saladin so early that I get a nice transition from Alex into Saladin with the extra civil actions. And also with the pyramids I will have quite a lot of actions that will probably turn out quite nicely. Also with Alex I'm right now taking away the choices from red. So that is pretty great as well, so not sure why he went for Boudica, especially with paying 2 selections for that. Maybe he has a plan? Didn't want one of the wonders. I guess he will be taking Colossus now. Really interesting to see. But yeah, this is my turn. And then see if I can draw anything yet. Historic territory, not that great. Could go for the phalanx if I get the knights. So red opens the development of planning. We're gonna see what I can do with that. And he goes for Colossus and another unit with his 3 resources. And we can get Saladin. That looks pretty nice. So let's take a look what we can get with the development of planning, crafts, civil life and politics. And I guess when I can get Saladin this turn I can use Alex Conquest right now. And then in the development of civil life would give me a civil action for increasing population. And with the development of crafts I still can't finish the pyramids. I mean, I could use the development of civil life to build an HA farm. Like this. Oh, not a farm. A mine. Definitely a mine. Like this, and then maybe I get another 2 resources to finish the pyramids next turn. And then going for Saladin. I would really like to get this breakthrough. But I guess I can also increase population to get... I mean, there are 4 of the HA developments gone now, and none of them were the development of warfare or religion, so I think it's pretty likely that one of those is in the deck. So having 1 free population is pretty great. And then I can take the Witch Land instead of the breakthrough. I mean, it hurts a little bit that red can get 2 breakthroughs. I don't really see a way where I get breakthrough and increase population. And I definitely want to elect Saladin this turn to get the free civil action. I mean, I think that's more important than getting breakthrough. And instead of breakthrough I get the Witch Land, which is definitely worse, but not too bad. I mean, I could also say that I use this to increase population instead. And taking Saladin and taking the breakthrough. So that next turn I can build the mine. But this way I don't get 3 resources next turn. So I'm skipping 1 resource production and I get food instead of resources from the development of civil life. So I'm paying 2 resources to get 1 food and 1 breakthrough, I guess. But I don't get the Witch Land, so it's basically 4 resources for 1 food and 2 science. But at least I take away the breakthrough from red. I think him getting 2 of those could be pretty bad. Yeah, if I had just 1 more civil action to take the Witch Land as well, then it would look pretty good. And I think this is fine as well. I don't think it's the biggest deal what I do. But like this, with 2 free population I can easily go for the territory to get the developments. Maybe I even get the development of warfare and religion. For that situation would also be good to have 2 free population. So I'm just gonna go with that, and of course taking the civil action from Saladin. And then you can see, yeah, 2 aggressions, not the greatest. So red takes Eleanor immediately, okay, and finishes the Colossus. Interesting. Going for such an early Eleanor. And the Pact of Open Borders Agreement, this looks really nice. Mistosh offering that to me, so we are both safe from aggressions from red. So we'll definitely accept it. And also green, he does have the knights and not enough signs for that. So even if he becomes a threat, I could still cancel that. But right now it's definitely more important to accept that to be safe from red. So I think I definitely will accept that. So green finishes the Colosseum as well. So maybe, yeah, I guess he can't still go for the knights next turn, so I don't have to be afraid of the Borders Agreement. So do I want to play politics? The historic against Red's Colossus. I don't think I have to. I'm not in the position to be stronger than the other two. Because, well, Red has Colossus and Green has Knights already. So I don't want to push the event stack forward too much. I can still can't finish my pyramids. But I guess I can build another mine. And then I can take stuff. I could take the Code of Laws. There is Pierre, so I could take Bread and Circuses. And I guess I can take Urban Growth and Rich Land. Very cheap cards, everything for just one civil action. The Warfare, I mean, I do have the border agreement now. And I might want to use the Rich Land for iron or something like that. And then, yeah, I guess iron and Rich Land are pretty nice. To take those two. I mean, I could say I don't take Bread and Circuses, instead I take Warfare. But I think, especially there's Darwin as well. And yeah, I might even go for Theocracy with Code of Laws and the Pyramids and Saladin. That's pretty nice. And then I can build a third HA lab. And then I could definitely go for Darwin with the Bread and Circuses. So I think this looks very solid, taking 4 cards this cheap. All of them are pretty useful. Code of Laws, really nice. Bread and Circuses, good to pick it up early, and then Rich Land and Urban Growth for resources in hand. That's pretty nice. Hopefully next turn I can finish my pyramids. Of course taking the civil action from Saladin again, because I can defend against red even without a defend card, thanks to the Open Borders Agreement. And then see what I can draw. The Reds and Fighting Man, not the greatest cards. Really think I should try to get the last Knights. And Red opens the development of markets. And goes for iron, not yet. Can go for the next turn with Breakthrough and Rich Land. So it's really gonna boost his resource production quite a lot. And green builds a warrior, has the knights in hand and plays the tactic, also with quite a lot of resources. So I still can't finish the pyramids. So maybe I do want to play something. I mean, I can. When I take resources, I can finish it, so that is nice. So do I still want to play something? The Reds. And I will be increasing population 2 times maybe soon. So I could play the Reds and hope that they will lose more food. I think it's not bad. I have a free population. Okay, they both have run as well. Still think I could go for the Reds. And I will do that. Development of settlement as well. Okay, so I definitely think I will be finishing the pyramids now. And Theocracy also looks pretty nice for me. Could do that now, Or I could go for Code of Laws now. I think I will go for Code of Laws first. And I mean, if I go for Theocracy and then build one lab, the next turn I can still go for Code of Laws. I think this is really nice. Now maybe I regret it a little bit that I played the Reds, but there's no way that they come out before my next turn. So next turn I just don't play anything, and then I can use my food to increase population 2 times, and maybe after that the Reds can come, but then it's no problem for me anymore. I really think Theocracy will be really nice with the Code of Laws, Pyramids and Saladin. I will have enough civil actions for now. And then the Theocracy is really nice. I really want Knights probably, if they are still available. But with Bread and Circuses and the Theocracy I'm also not in that big need for more military. I have a lot of military actions from the Pact and the Theocracy, and of course I can still use Saladin to get even more strength, so I'm not afraid of any of that. So I think it's really nice. And this will be my turn, and of course take civil actions again. I'm not in position to play the raid, so I want to keep the tactics to be open, what I can go for. Barbarians, Border Conflict, Rebellion could be pretty nice with Bread and Circuses and Theocracy. I won't have any discontent workers anytime soon. So, Red opens the development of religion, okay. He can take advantage of that and goes for 3 iron, that's pretty nice. And then green also plays something, and the development of science. Let's see if he takes Code of Laws. He goes for Knights and it goes up to 10 strength. That's quite a lot. So it's my turn. There were the Reds, so I definitely don't want to play something. So I'm gonna skip the politics. Yeah, I can build the temple for free. I will be increasing population 2 times, so I don't get hit by the Reds. And then maybe I have to be concerned about... Maybe I cancel the Pact. Green got so strong. Maybe I should do that. Yeah, I guess so. Cancelling the Pact. And then, of course, taking that. If I take 2 strength from Saladin, I will be at 4. I guess I could just go for the fighting band and maybe get the Knights, and then that transitions into the Phalanx. So I can definitely do this. Then I'm at 4. If I go for Saladin, I'm at 6, and then I can defend with the card. I'm also stronger than Red for the event stack. Could also go for the Code of Laws. Maybe I should take Knights. I think I'm in a really nice position right now with the 7 civil actions, or 6 when I go for the strength from Saladin. If I don't get the Knights, then it could get tricky. So I think I want to take those. So Red doesn't get them. I guess Red would really want to take them, even for 2. He would do that. And then I don't think I want to go for irrigation. It's pretty late for that, and there are 2 selected breedings. Who has the other? Green has the other irrigation. So I think it's pretty likely that we get one of those selective breedings, or the Ocean Under Service, or maybe even the Statue of Liberty, both of them. Solve food a little bit. Still have this rich land in hand, maybe I can go for iron next turn. Have enough science for that. I guess I could then take the reserves. I guess I could take these reserves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. But yeah, I want to take that away from Red, so I can't get those. And these 2 get thrown off the edge. So I think this, taking the Knights is pretty expensive. If I didn't take them, I could take reserves, urban growth and reserves. That would also be pretty nice, having all of that in hand. but I think, I mean, there were 2 swordsmen, but also with the medieval army here, and with my phalanx in hand, I think knights probably a good choice. And the thing is, yeah, if I go for the knights, then I can also go for the civil actions from Saladin again, so I like that. I guess it depends on when those cavalrymen would come up. Well, in this situation, I mean, it's debatable, I think, if I have to take those. I am pretty much guaranteed to get some of these swordsmen, and then I could just upgrade my warriors, but I'm thinking I should take those knights. I have enough civil actions right now that I can pay 3 for those. So that does look pretty nice. Definitely want to go for the strength here. Keep the rebellion because I have a lot of happy faces and bad circuses. Get rid of the historic territory, get rid of border conflict. Barbarians. Yeah, I could keep those, but I definitely have to keep the defend card. And I want to keep the tactic. So I guess I will be keeping the rebellion instead of the barbarians. The theocracy and my temple and the burning circuses, I think it's pretty likely that I won't get hit by the rebellion if I play that. So I think this looks good. I also only draw 1 card, and it's even a defend card, so that's even safer now. So we're at immigration. Me and Green win that, so that's nice. And then he takes monarchy. Builds a warrior, doesn't have to take for that. I guess he's afraid of green. And green won't play an aggression. They reign of terror, so that's still hitting red. So a good decision that I went for the strength with Saladin and green going for even more strength. Thankfully I can go for the knights this turn. Rebellion also isn't bad, I guess, and reds wouldn't hit me that bad. Yeah, I guess it would be worse if the reds come next turn, and I'm not the weakest, so I'm gonna go with the rebellion. Wealthy territory, okay. So I can definitely bid 3 for that. More would be, I mean I can play reserves. Yeah, but more, I can't really bid more, than I'm in danger of an aggression from green. So I think more than 3 would be too much. If I get it for 1 warrior, I can still increase population with reserves and then build a knight and a warrior again and go for the tactic. So I think I can definitely bid for that. And I win it, the wealthy territory. I have to send away both cards, but I think that's okay. I also increase my population for free, and yeah, I guess I will have to build some military with those knights. But I have quite a lot of resources now, so I can build 1 knight and a warrior and play the tactic, and then up to 10. Definitely, yeah, okay, I don't have any cards, don't draw any as well. I could not play this, because like this he can play an aggression on me. Like this as well, so there's a problem. 12 is really a lot. So, what else could I do to not be in the range of an aggression? It's really too bad I had to send away so many cards. So the knights, yeah, definitely. Could also go for the swordsman instead. Building 1. Yeah, but 7 still isn't enough. Build another one, then I'm at 9 with 2 cards, so I would have to draw 1 defend card. So I could play another, and then build another warrior, or swordsman. So going up to this doesn't look that pretty, but I can defend. Yeah, so in retrospect maybe it wasn't that good to go for the wealthy territory. I didn't consider that I needed cards to defend myself. Really don't want to get the aggression from green on me. Problem is like this. Yeah, I'm having problems with my population. The age will end, and then at least I have enough happy faces with the theocracy. Really glad that I got that. I mean, it will be interesting what Red wants to do. He's already losing a population, and then he doesn't really have a way to increase his strength any. So I could say it's really likely that green will go for an aggression against red and not me, even if I don't go up to that much. I could go up with the swordsman. And then hope I draw one defend card. Yeah, the third swordsman really isn't that nice. So I could hope that green plays the aggression on red and not me. And there is a chance that I draw the defend card. Or even that I kept the defend card in my hand. He doesn't know that. And then I don't have to build that third swordsman. But I could go for something else. Taking a look here. I mean, I could, with Malin D3 I could go for drama, but I already have Bread and Circuses in hand. I could just take down St. Peter's Basilica, but I don't like that as much as well. Problem is next turn I can't go for the knights, but next turn I guess I will have enough military actions to redraw enough, so I can still defend. Yeah, really too bad that I can't go for the knights and then still defend. So this is a really interesting turn. But with the knights, I end up at 8. Definitely not enough. If I go for that tactic at 10, still not enough, sadly. So I really think that the swordsmen are my best option. And then maybe I take patriotism. Could also play those reserves and hope it's no. They were reds, so I don't want to do it. I mean, I could do that and then increase population. I think the iron is a little bit too expensive with science. I probably want those knights at some point. I mean, I don't have to go for those knights. And I could also still go for the swordsman. It's not that risky. Yeah, maybe this is the way to go, and then I maybe skip the knights. Just feels a little bit bad going for the fighting band when I have phalanx in hand and green has played the medieval army already. He just needs to build another warrior and he will go up even more. So I think my best option still is not doing that, but hoping that I draw a defend card, or that green goes for the aggression against red. Which is probably... I mean, red draws 3 military cards from the Colossus, so he will have quite a lot of H2 cards in hand, so maybe green doesn't want to do that. And so green will be losing a Shoka. And he can get Jan Zitska, and that puts him in an even better position. The only way for me to prevent that is, it's basically impossible. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with the swordsman. The warriors, the swordsman. Maybe I'm too afraid of green, but he puts so much into his military that I really think I should be careful. So I'll do that. And then in turn. And of course I have to take the strength as well, so it's quite costly for me, going up to 12. And I don't draw any cards. So foray, that's great for us. Not the reds yet. And okay, red has a tactic. So we'll see what green will do. Doesn't go for an aggression, and everybody loses 1 food, so no big deal. And he takes Zitska. And there's St. Peter's Basilica. Oh, and with the masonry he can build 2 steps immediately and doesn't have corruption. That's pretty nice for him. I of course can't go for an aggression because I don't have any cards. So I have to skip the politics, and yeah, I guess I'm missing 1 food even if I go for that. So maybe going for the resources instead. And I don't have corruption because of my wealthy territory. So what do I want to do? I could go and try to go for coal. Next turn, that is. So grab coal and next turn go for that. Problem is my hand space, but I could grab the magic castle as well. And then engineering genius. I think that this doesn't look too bad. Don't really have to increase, upgrade the warrior to swordsman. I can do that, and then I don't... Yeah, like this, I don't have to take the strength from Saladin, I'm still safe from any aggressions. So I think that's pretty nice. Yeah, the first row isn't that great to pick, so I think picking Magic Castle and coal is pretty nice. A really early coal, and I don't have iron yet, I have rich land in hand, and I can go for the coal next turn. So I think that is really nice. And then I hope that I get selective breeding as well, and then I have a really strong economy. I don't really have to go for a scientific method or something, definitely not alchemy. With 3 philosophies, I think I want to make the switch to scientific methods at some point. If I get the... Yeah, maybe I get this one, maybe the next one. Will be quite a while until I can go for that, after I went for coal, but yeah, this is a little bit tricky. Having so much stuff I want to research and not that great science production, but I think with the Magic Castle as well I have enough resources I can spend, so if I go for coal I can spend a lot of resources on the castle and don't have to worry that I don't have a way to spend my resources because I can't research anything. And then taking the civil action because I will be drawing 2 cards, and then I'm at 11, and with 3 cards I can defend. So I don't need the strength because I'm not the strongest anyway. And then see what I can draw. National Pride, don't think that's great for me. Nope. And then also the Conquistadors. I have 4 swordsmen, so not that great. And Red opens the Uncertain Borders, don't know why he's playing, probably to get something out of Eleanor, but Uncertain Borders definitely not nice for him. He goes for some more food and takes a rifleman. Okay, for his 3 warriors, well, that doesn't seem like a bad idea. And then green opens developed territory. Okay. Yeah, I mean, if I send away some swordsmen and go for the knights, I can go for better tactics like the conquistadors. That definitely is an option. Or just the medieval army. I mean, 4 swordsmen is quite a lot. But how much do I want to send away really? And I really do need quite a lot of science, and then the 3 extra from the developed territory isn't bad. And if I finish the Magic Castle soon, then I don't need the swordsman that much. I would go down to 6. Question is, can I then still go for coal? We'll have 9 resources, but with a rich land, upgrading to coal costs 6 resources. So only 4. Then I'm 3 left. Yeah, it's gonna be pretty hard. But I will have more science. So I could go for knights first and the turn after for the coal. Don't really want to wait too long with the coal. But for 5, I could bid 5. It's probably too much. Also, I don't have food, so I can't go back up to that much population. So I think 2 would be too much. It costs so much food which I don't have yet. Maybe I get the selective breeding next turn. Science would be nice, but it's only 3. So I think it's gonna be hard to win that even with 5. And I can use Saladin to get some extra military to defend myself. But I still think 2 is quite a lot. That's 6 resources and 6 food and a lot of civil and military actions. So I don't think the developed territory is worth that much. He gets it for 3. Maybe I could have bidden 5 to make it more expensive for him, but that's always pretty risky. And he has to send away 2 cards, so maybe could not have bidden more. So it would, yeah, interesting choice if I should have bidden more there. So it takes scientific method and rifleman. Really would have liked to get that scientific method. And selective breeding stays on 2 as well. I'm not the biggest fan of that. I could play something. Rebellion wouldn't hurt me, but that wouldn't hurt anyone. And as I said, the national pride, it's pretty, yeah, not very likely that I will be first in that. So I think going with the coal is pretty nice. Using the rich land. Really want these breakthroughs. And yeah, revolutionary idea is also fine, I guess. And maybe selective breeding. Bach as the first leader from H2. Yeah, without opera in hand, I'm still okay with Saladin for now. So doing this and then maybe taking a fusion upgrade for the next coal, and then I can go for Magic Castle as well. So like this, I have a revolutionary idea for next turn, so I can go for selective breeding and then upgrade food as well as my resource production. And then I'm looking at scientific method, and then I have a really nice infrastructure, and I also have the castle. So this might turn into a military game, because I don't produce that much culture. I can still go for different stuff. Bach would help with that. But if I take Bach, then I don't get a vision upgrade. So I think, and I could take Bach, play him right now, and I can't take a vision upgrade. Really want a vision upgrade. And then building 1 step of the Magic Castle. Maybe next turn I finish that. Yeah, maybe. Sadly I can't get the Transcontinental Railroad as well. That would be pretty nice with my coal. But I don't think there's a way to do that. So yeah, there also, I mean, Catherine is nice. What? Yeah, if he comes next turn, maybe I can still go for him and go for selective breeding, upgrade everything. Darwin could be an option if I get like the team sports. And then, yeah, I mean, Gaudi doesn't seem that great now. There's journalism. I still have bread and circus in hand as well. Have to keep that in mind, so I don't have to wait for the team sports. So I think going into Darwin and then Pierre would be pretty nice, especially because Darwin also gives me civil actions in a way, and that is always a concern when having a theocracy. Right now I'm really fine with my civil actions because I'm at 7, thanks to the pyramids, code of laws and Saladin. So I think transitioning into Darwin would be really nice. So if I can do that, I will. And again, taking civil action because I don't need the strength. Wouldn't change anything really. And okay, drawing, yeah, the non-mobile artillery, usually very nice in my position with 4 swordsmen already. That's why I don't like 4 swordsmen that much. Maybe I should have been more on that colony. Who knows? And Rebellion doesn't hit anyone. Okay, and he takes Transcontinental, can finish that next turn. So he will not be the weakest. Really wondering if why green isn't playing aggressions. guess it's pretty likely that red could defend. Got a lot of cards, but still. And the colony, I have to go to my screen, the colony inhabited. And I have this card now as well. Inhabited I definitely could work with. So I could transition out of my swordsman. If I really had to, I could bid 2, get 1 back, and then solve my food a little bit. Can go for the knights and another tactic. Or even go for the conquistadors, so getting some knights for the better tactics. I think I can do that if I had... I really want to get it for 4 of course. I think I could bid up to 7. Still quite a lot, but I get 1 free population right now. And with the selective breeding I will have quite a lot of population overall as well. So I will do that. And he goes for cartography and takes breakthroughs. They take 2 breakthroughs. Yeah, 2 breakthroughs for 1 each. That's really nice, getting both of these. That's so cheap for him. So do I want to play something? I have no idea what's under them, and I'm the weakest, so probably not. So, skipping the politics now. Yeah, probably want to finish the Magic Castle. And this way I probably, yeah, should be able to defend if I have to with the Magic Castle. I'm not the weakest, so that's nice as well. So which leader do I want to go for? Which ones are left? Maybe Catherine could be nice. Don't think... I mean, I could go for Gaudi. And then with Pierre coming up in the 3rd age. Could go for the bread and circuses. And I could also go for Darwin. For 2, yeah, that could also be an option. I mean, like this, I'm also producing 3 extra culture from Gaudi. But he doesn't give me that much else, and Darwin will give me some additional civil actions. So maybe I would take him instead. I go for revolutionary ideas, selective breeding. Maybe upgrade that with the efficient upgrade. Yeah, doesn't seem too bad. And yeah, with 8 strength I can defend with the Magic Castle. That would give me +5 if I sacrifice anything. And then I can defend against an aggression, and I'm not the weakest. So that's nice as well. Yeah, only problem is a little bit my science production. But I think that's okay. There is still 1 scientific method left. I could also say I go for Gaudi and then try to go for journalism, but there's only 1 left as well. And yeah, I think going for Darwin is pretty nice. Getting even more culture production now. 7, that's quite a lot. And then for the last action I could... maybe I'll grab team sports so nobody else gets that. So I don't have to go for bread and circuses if I don't want to. And then the others don't have the option for Pierre immediately. And I guess Red probably needs a way to find happy faces. I mean, he has theology already, but my other options would be constitutional monarchy. Could grab that away. They both have monarchy, so I'm not the greatest to take away. And patriotism, I don't want to build another swordsman right now. To see if I draw another tactic or maybe go for the conquistadors. So then, I guess grabbing the team sports is still the best thing I can do. And then get rid of national pride. And maybe freedom of movement as well. I want to keep these tactics for now. I'm not sure which one I will be going for in the end. If I have to, I could go for the phalanx if I need some strength really badly. So I want to keep that. Yeah, I'm very undecided with my tactics, so keeping all of them seems like a good idea. And then I don't draw a new one, but I draw war and international negotiations. Okay. Red opens Economic progress, okay. So yeah, I gained quite a lot from that. 3 food and 5 resources. And green does not gain a lot. That's really nice, I think. He has so much military. And yeah, red probably once finishes the transcontinental. Goes up to 12. And also 6 culture production. That's quite a lot. Green opens a vast territory. So, the territory. I already have 2. And definitely would like another one, but I don't have any cards. I mean, I have knights in hand, maybe I get cannons as well. So then I could make the transition into mobile artillery. Thing is, I don't need the vast territory that much. It's pretty expensive, but I mean, I could go for that. The others not getting it could be really nice. So bidding 5 again, maybe. Maybe I'm bidding too much for these colonies, I'm not sure, but yeah, I don't really like having too many swordsmen. So I get the cannons and the knights. I mean, I can't go for them next turn because of science. Yeah, but still going for the mobile artillery would be really nice. I don't think I will get it for 5 even. Green has 2 colonization, so yeah, red bids 8, so yeah, no chance. And green wins that with a lot of cards, really a lot of cards. Vast territory, definitely worth it. And takes efficient upgrade, and we have nationalism. Yeah, he's really building up his military. I'm really glad that I have my Imechi castle. Not so happy about my tactics really, but yeah, well, I have resources. I definitely have those. What I don't have is science, so I really would like to go with scientific method. Question is if I can really go for that. I mean, I can't defend that well because I don't have any defend cards, if green wants to go for that. I could upgrade still. Don't really need that much food, could even upgrade these guys. Could go for the patriotism and rebuild a swordsman. Like this I should be able to defend with the Imechi castle, that could give me 5. And I have 4 cards, that's exactly 9, so I can defend. Then taking scientific method for next turn. And producing 9 now is pretty nice. Could also take the cannons. Hope that I draw the defensive army, or no, the defensive army. Fortifications of course could also be good. Problem is I don't have a lot of science, and I need to go for the knights before I lose to them. I maybe want to pick up the cannons as well. Yeah, I really think I should pick up the cannons. I mean, they're cheap for me, thanks to Darwin. Really have to be careful a little bit with military. But producing so many resources, I think that's okay. And if I have to, I can go for knights next turn if, like, green declares a war or something. I can skip the scientific method. And I'm not the weakest, and that's nice. And then my last action I can use to increase population, I guess. Don't really want architecture or opera, and don't need organized religion. I don't have that much science and so many science cards in hand that I think taking another one would be definitely overkill. We'll be losing the bread and circuses soon, but I don't think I want to go for that necessarily. I'd rather go for the team sports maybe. Can still copy a tactic, but I'd rather draw cards. I can still defend, so I don't need to do that. Getting rid of an aggression. Yeah, I really would like to keep more of these tactics. Maybe we can get rid of the war. Can only keep 3 cards. Yeah, I guess I don't have to keep the phalanx. Rather go for the medieval army then. If I want to keep something. Also, I really don't have to keep these. The war, I'm not in a good position to go for the war. So I think keeping all the tactics, keep my options open. is the better move. I don't draw a new one, I draw Promise of Military Protection. That could be useful for me. Definitely can offer that to Red maybe. So we will see. And Red increases population control and goes for even more warriors. I guess he's afraid, but going for more warriors now doesn't seem that good. And still gets the aggression on himself, so definitely not worth it to go for the warriors, I think. So green steals 5 science, also upgraded science production, so he definitely has a lot of that. I'm taking reserves. So yeah, the Magic Castle really paying for itself that I didn't get the aggression on me. So that's definitely nice. Could go for prosperity and then go into team sports finally. But I'm the weakest right now, so I don't think I want to do that. Acceptance of supremacy. I mean, I could do that, but I think I don't want that. What I would like maybe is the promise of military protection. So I get 4 more strength. So I can go for the scientific method this turn, and after that maybe for more military techs. I mean, still safe from an aggression from green. Don't know who I would offer that to. I mean, one culture faction less. Not sure who would accept that really. Maybe green would. Maybe red would. Not so sure. Maybe I keep that in hand for now. I don't need it. I mean, I could use it, so I'm not the weakest. So I could offer it to green. I think it's a really good pack for me, so I can offer that to someone. This way, right? Yeah, I get 4 more strength, and I will offer that to, I guess, offer it to green. I don't think red would accept it, because then I would be stronger than him. But maybe green will. We will see. And he rejects. Okay, that is... yeah, that's okay, I guess. Maybe red will accept next turn if I don't want to do anything else. Still good to have that in hand, definitely. So I probably want some more science production still with the scientific method. And I can still defend with the swordsman if I send one away. With the magic castle that gives me 5, so I don't get it. I don't have enough. I could build another swordsman. I really don't like that. But yeah, I'm missing 1 science, and then I could go for the bread and circus, and then I would have enough. I'm only at 18 if I send a swordsman away. It would give me 5, so 15 plus 3 is 18, so I'm not safe from aggression from green. So maybe I have to do this. Up 13 again. Yeah, maybe. And then I don't have a lot of hand space, so I could take a wonder actually with 9 resource production. That's definitely a nice option. Could take the Louvre. And then I could take Cavalryman. And I could... yeah, I will lose the Knights, and then having Cavalryman in hand isn't bad. They only cost 1 for me. Could also take Rich Land, but I have quite a lot of food production anyway. I don't know if I want to upgrade that. I have 6 food and 3 production. So yeah. Yeah, but I really like taking the Louvre. Going for upgraded science. I will lose Bread and Circuses and Knights, which is no problem. Because I have team spots and cavalrymen. And then I have some more hand space. So I think that's okay. And I can... yeah, sadly I have to build these swordsmen so I can defend against green. Because I don't have any defend cards. So I think I have to do this, yeah. And then I can get rid of this one. And I could play the phalanx. I would just need some cavalrymen. Then I will lose strength because I don't have the fighting band anymore, so yeah. I will lose this anyway. Prosperity, I mean I don't need food, I probably will go for team spots and at some point, then that would be good. But I don't need the food. I really want to keep both tactics. It's really hard to go for the conquistadors. I really hope that I draw the defensive army, that would be really nice. I mean even the classic army could be fine. I can also go for the modern army with my swordsman, but going for 2 of those, I mean I will have quite a lot of population with my food production. Yeah, it depends a lot how the game goes, I guess. Draw 2 cards, no defend card, so yeah, good that I went for that swordsman. And actually I miscalculated because green will lose his Janzitska, and then he will not fulfill the tactic 3 times but only once, and then he will have 2 strength less. So I didn't need to build that swordsman. So yeah, I saw that too late, I guess. At the end I looked and saw that there are 2 cards left, so he's guaranteed to lose him, which is nice. I guess he will take Catherine then, but he won't have 19 strength, so I wouldn't have to do that. So yeah, I saw that a little bit too late, sadly. And strategic territory. And that could be really nice. Allow me to draw some more tactics maybe. I mean red opened that, so you have to be careful. If I send away too much, then green can play an aggression on me. So if I send away 2 swordsmen, I will be at 12 after I win the strategic territory. But again, green will lose his Janzitska, so I think I could bid that if I really wanted to. Maybe that's not the worst idea, swapping swordsman for strength anyway, so I don't lose strength really. And I get new population that I can use better than swordsman, so I think it's still very unlikely that I would get this for 5. Definitely can't bid more. I could bid 5, maybe I will do that, and then we will see if that's enough. I highly doubt it, but we can try. And green wins it for 5, so yeah, it's just a knight. And red takes reserve. It has to delete. Okay, this is... I don't agree with that, I think. Going for even more warriors. This got knights and red and circuses, but that is no problem. Green loses Janzitska. And Cold War. Yeah, I don't get that, sadly. It goes for what now? That is strange. I think Catherine would have been better for. Maybe he didn't have the civil actions or something. And there's Pierre immediately. Okay. Do we have to take him for 3? I don't think so. Yeah, let's first see how our turn could go. I'm still struggling with science. I can increase population 2 times, then I don't have an uprising. Yeah, this is tricky, definitely. Engineering Genius could be really nice. For 1 team spots could also be pretty nice. Look at this, and then I'm at 15. Can't really defend without a defend card. I could then also upgrade this. Maybe take strategy. Yeah, this is a really tricky turn, I think. So I'm gonna take a step back and rethink this. So I don't think... I mean, I can defend with the Magic Castle, so I think that's not the biggest problem. Don't think I should go for the Louvre right now. We were upgrading a little bit of my production is probably wise, so upgrading this is really nice. And there's also Bill Gates and Einstein. and Marie Curie to a lesser degree, I think. And Churchill is also very good, so I don't think I go for Pierre for 3. They don't have bread and circuses or team sports, any of them. So they can't easily go for Pierre unless there's professional sports very soon. So I don't think I have to grab him for 3. I think going for 1 team sports is pretty nice. Puts me at 15, still the weakest, and I have no idea what's in here, but still okay, I think. And then I could take strategy or take engineering genius. With engineering genius, and I could also take reserves. It's pretty nice having the reserves from H3. 4 resources is quite a lot. I mean, I get the same for the engineering genius, so maybe I should take that instead. And I don't get strategy. I think that's okay. There are 2 military theories, and I have 3 military actions, so not the most. Would really like to grab both. I mean, I could take strategy and then upgrade, increase population. I do have quite a lot of resources anyway, but not taking any of these cards feels very bad. So then red would get engineering genius maybe, or patriotism. And I don't want to give green too much reserves. And strategy, I don't think I need that right now. Maybe I take the... I could argue that I go for reserves, because they are more flexible. Even though I save 1 civil action if I go for engineering genius. But they can't use the engineering genius that nicely. So I think taking the option away from, especially with International Red Cross. If that comes into play, the reserves can be used for food, and then it's really nice. So I think I will take those away. Can defend if I sacrifice 1 unit with the Magic Castle. Still having a little bit of trouble with my military plan. I mean, nobody has any good tactics. And if green declares a war and has the medieval army, then I will probably regret not taking the strategy. It could really help me in that situation, but do I really... Maybe I will then go for cavalrymen. Build 2 of those and go for this tactic. Yeah, the strategy would be very nice with the military actions as well. So this is really... Yeah, I think this is the choice, either taking reserves or strategy and increasing population. And I think because I went with the Louvre, I mean, I really want to finish that at some point. Sooner rather than later. So the reserves engineering genius would help with that. Maybe it's too greedy because I'm not really prepared for military that nicely. So maybe that is too greedy and I have to take the strategy. Could go for that next turn, but then I don't have a lot of other options. And I should be pretty safe with the Magic Castle. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the reserves. Maybe that's wrong, maybe the engineering genius would even be better because I don't have the most civil actions. But they can't use the engineering genius that nicely, and I mean, it costs me 1 civil action basically. And with the reserves I can also spend that for military, so I think I will go with that. I'm gonna keep the promise of military protection. I mean, I could offer that to red now, before this turn. Green didn't accept it, right? Maybe red will. I doubt it. It doesn't cost anything, right? I don't use my politics action anyway. So I can offer that to him. So I produce 1 less and get 4 strength. Maybe he will accept. And he accepts the pact. Really nice. That puts me at 17. That's really nice. Yeah, I have a little bit of problem. Maybe I go for team sports. To solve my bases. And taking Pierre, do I have to? Don't think I necessarily have to take him. Darwin is still giving me a lot of science and a lot of culture. And yeah, I think I should be able to take Pierre next turn. I'd rather take Engineering Genius. So next turn I can finish the Louvre. And then what else can I... There's International Red Cross, so maybe I don't increase population. I could still upgrade my science production. Going like this. Then I have 19, that's really nice. I'm safe from wars, I think, with the Magic Castle. Engineering Genius, pretty nice. Or the Louvre, can finish that next turn. And then go for Pierre. I think I don't have to take him. Maybe it depends on who else is in the game. Bill Gates would also be really nice for me. Churchill is always nice. Marie Curie could be okay, definitely, if I get computers maybe. And then Einstein is also okay, I think. So if I don't get him, that's not great, but they don't have arenas. So if they pick him without having professional sports already, then they hate rocked him, and that's pretty expensive for them. So I think taking him for 3 with my limited civil actions is not the best. So I'm gonna wait with that and hope I get him next turn. And then yeah, the question maybe is between Engineering Genius and Reserves. And reserves are a lot more flexible for the International Red Cross. So I think I will go with that. And then upgrading. So yeah, this seems solid. And yeah, maybe still keeping my tactics. Can we get off the aggression? Not gonna be able to use that. At least I'm drawing 3 cards. And War and Impact of Variety, that's not great yet, but with more science production we could go for military theory, engineering and satellites maybe. And a pact between them, the international tourism, very early that. Gonna give them quite a lot of culture that I will be missing. And Red still with his army of warriors. Refugees, luckily I'm not the weakest. And he goes for democracy, civil service as well. Doesn't want Pierre, so I will be getting him. So very good move that I didn't take him for 3. Impact of variety doesn't seem the strongest. I'm not the weakest at the moment, so maybe I can plant that. I will be going for probably the cavalryman, definitely. Also I have a lot of science production, more than these guys, so I could also go for satellites still, military theory, engineering. So I think I'm going to play the Impact of Variety. Maybe I will destroy my religion. Okay, and the vast territory. I don't really need the food, and I can't really compete with them anyway because I don't have any cards for that. And International Red Cross is here, and it's interesting. If maybe I could bid 2. The problem is I go down to 14. That isn't a lot, but I could then go for cavalryman, take International Red Cross, and build a cavalryman and the... I don't have a good tactic for that. I also don't think I will get it for 5. And 5 is really expensive when you don't need it. Yeah, I think it's very unlikely that I would get it. I think I could work with that if I got that. So 5 I could bid. I'm not even sure if I really want that. Maybe I make them pay a little bit more, which I also doubt. But I can bid the 5, I think. I have a lot of resources in hand. And green wins it, yeah, for 7. Thought so. Just the knights. Okay, so what else do I want to do? There's a Louvre. Can I finish that with my reserves? Could. Definitely think Pierre will be part of my plan. I mean, I'm not really afraid of Red. He has a lot of resources and strategy in hand, but not that many military actions. And only warriors, so he won't upgrade to a very strong tactic or something like that. Green, yeah, also not too worried. And Pierre also isn't bad for military. I think I'm just gonna grab him now, because Darwin is still giving me more. The National Red Cross, of course, would be really amazing as well. But can't go for that with the Louvre. So, yeah, maybe I regret it a little bit going for that. But if I finish that this turn, it's also pretty good, going up to 11 culture production. I'm taking Pierre, because who else? I mean, early Pierre is very good. Early Bill Gates would have been probably better. But I think I already have the team sports, going for some of those will be really strong. And then I could grab urban growth as well. I'm still not weakest, still producing a lot of science. I think finishing the Louvre is not a bad idea. This early, it's still pretty early, it's gonna produce a lot of culture. And then having the resources in the bank is also very good against any military aggressions or wars, where I can use those. Sadly I won't get these nice cards. I could also say don't finish the Louvre this turn, but take Pierre, growth, military build-up. Yeah, and then maybe engineering genius, but can't take that, so maybe I could play Pierre. It would lose me one culture production. And then taking engineering genius as well, or even the patriotism. Yeah, I guess patriotism is probably better. I mean, I can use the engineering genius very nicely, but I don't have a lot of military actions, so that might be important. Like this, next turn I can finish the Louvre. I think I like this more. Taking military buildup is really strong, and patriotism as well. So I think I like that more than finishing the Louvre. It's definitely an issue not finishing it early, waiting longer and longer with finishing it. It would give me 5 culture if I go for that. But I really don't want to give Red so many great yellow cards for free, for 1 basically. So I think this is good, taking all of these cards. Prepares me with this, with military buildup and patriotism, I am safe from any wars at all. And I can still use those to go for wars myself if I choose. I have a lot of time to go for wars, and I have the magic castle. So I think taking these, threatening these other guys, or just protecting my culture production, which I will go for a lot with Pierre, and could also go for movies or something. I have a lot of resources. So I think it's debatable, definitely, but I think I like it. Gotta get rid of, yeah, some of these tactics, I guess. I mean, fighting man is really bad, don't want to stay on that too long. Maybe just keeping the mechanized army over the mobile artillery. They are very equal, but if I go for cavalrymen and cannons, I'm probably gonna go for 3 of those. I have the patriotism as well, so I could make the whole switch into the mechanized army. And then it's just better than the mobile artillery. I think that's okay. Hopefully I draw some nice impacts. A bit of culture could be really good with the Louvre. So maybe I also get democracy, but I'm missing 1 science for that. That's a little bit sad. Definitely would like to switch to democracy at some point. And Red takes Churchill, okay. Also still has strategy in hand, can finally upgrade quite a lot, but he doesn't draw cards, so maybe he wants to go for a war, but already has a war in hand. Something like that maybe. Green does play something as well, Iconoclasm. Nobody loses anyone, so now he goes for wood and for oil. Interesting. Go for 2 oils. Pretty strong turn. Pretty early still to go for that. Don't think I have to declare the Olympic Games yet. Red can't go for a war this turn. Yeah, I can wait with that, I think. Bit of culture, I could go for that, maybe. Once I finish the Louvre, I will be pretty ahead on that. But I have no idea what is in the deck. Yeah, maybe skipping politics this turn. Can finish the Louvre. Sadly I can't go for democracy this turn. Can upgrade this with urban growth, maybe take the democracy. So I can go for that next turn. So yeah, I have a lot of food. The International Red Cross is gone, so I can't use that there. I don't like being the weakest right now. But how can I fix that? Could just build another swordsman. That doesn't seem great. I'm very limited with my actions because of this theocracy still. Also I still have this military protection, which I might lose soon. Definitely have to finish the Louvre now. And yeah, I mean I could also go for cannons. Take democracy, upgrade, increase population and build a cannon. So I'm not the weakest. Finally go for some cannons, might go for the mechanized army. And this way I still get democracy, can still go for that next turn. I think that's not too bad. And I'm at 10 culture production with the democracy even more, so the input of culture will be pretty good. Is that... it's the first military theory, so there's another one. Those are probably gonna be pretty important. Yeah, is Red trying to go for wars? I don't know really. I think I'm not in a lot of danger. I have military build-up and patriotism, so I think I should be pretty safe. Reserves as well. Yeah, I think I like that. Very interesting with green going for these oils. He can go for quite a lot. Maybe even takes mechanized agriculture. And then he can really ramp up his production. So that is going to be interesting. Still behind it a little bit in culture. Finally I'm overtaking them in culture production. And I get 8 more culture from Pierre at some point. And then I can build some more team sports. Yeah, it doesn't seem too bad. I'm gonna go with that. I think it's too late for the conquistadors. The intervention also doesn't seem like that great. Really want to keep the input of culture. Sadly I can only keep 2 cards. I have this war, but I think it's gonna be hard to play war against Red because he has Churchill and Green has very high resource protection. So maybe war is not an option for me. Also I take democracy. So with that I can't really go for military. Can't go for the war. Maybe if I get military theory I would really like to keep that, but I have to keep this tactic. I have no idea if there are colonies. I could also say keep the war and get rid of the defend card. And maybe I do that. I still have the Himeji Castle. I still have a lot of resources, so I could go for some military. I think keeping that in my hand is pretty important. The colonization card might not be that important. And I draw another war. So okay. And Red takes the Wonder, builds a cannon. Does he have a tactic with that? Not really. No. Screen plays something he does, and he's weakest. So okay, we both get that. Takes Bill Gates. And military theory. So they might still look to go for some wars. So we'll definitely have to be careful, but the second military theory is available. Have culture would be really good, so I could declare that and play the impact. Don't think I can go for war this turn. I'm not sure how we will go about this game. So I have to be afraid and keep that. I guess I can declare the Olympic Games now. Or I could go for war, but yeah, war seems really hard. I need that military theory. I could also go for cavalryman. Maybe I just gonna not declare and skip, so I can still do that. I'd go for cavalryman, military theory, and build some of these up. Yeah, I guess with the military build up first. So I can get quite a lot of strength. 33, obviously not enough for war. And in this case, I think I can declare the Olympic Games this turn and play Input of Culture. And the wealthy territory definitely could send away 2 guys. Still don't have any cards. I would really like to get that for the 2 swordsmen. Seems pretty unlikely. Could build a 3rd one once I switch to the other tactic. But that's also a lot of strength that I'm losing. Yeah, I definitely would bid 5, but more I'm not sure, so I don't think I will get it for 5 or 7. Yeah, and 7 is too much. I can't bid more than 2 units for that. Green wins it. For at least he has to send away a knight, I think. Yeah, I can't just then send the warrior, I guess. So that's nice at least. So what are we gonna do with our turn? We could go for the democracy. Yeah, the question really is how are we gonna go about this game. I think democracy isn't bad. Can play that. And can increase population, maybe build another arena. So we have 2, we produce 14 culture. So we're not really that far behind anymore. We have 1 more production phase and then we will be at almost 80. So we're not that behind. We're producing more than the other guys. Also from the rest. Green is looking really strong. A lot of different options. I definitely have to be careful that I'm prepared for wars. Revolutionary idea definitely a must take, I think. And military theory. So next time we can go for military theory if we have to. We still have reserves, we still have some actions. So I think we can maybe upgrade our food production a little bit more. And then with this tactic in hand we could also take the modern infantry. Sadly we are still the weakest like this. Could also try to go for some military. If we do everything like this and then could use the military build-up, but maybe I want to keep that in my hand. Really think I have to take revolutionary idea and the military theory. That will be really strong for us. We don't have one of those military techs yet. And yeah, we have corruption, so yeah, the question is, do we go for food or science production? So we could go and upgrade the lab instead. Go up to 9 science production. Could also delete the religion and go for 1 more bread and circuses. Sorry, 1 more team sports. Go up to 15 production even. That's bad for the input of variety if that comes out. So maybe I don't like that. Deleting that this turn. Rather take modern infantry and upgrading one of the other buildings. So either upgrading science production or food. I'm not sure with the revolutionary idea would that change anything. If I upgrade this, I am at 9 plus 6. So I can't go for military theory and cavalryman. So there's that discussion, I guess. Could say that we don't need cavalrymen. I mean, we also could draw on the modern army, then we have everything for that with the modern infantry and cavalrymen. Like this, if we don't upgrade this, we will be at 7 plus 6, 13. So it doesn't change anything going for the science now or later. And I think summer food could not hurt. Getting summer population out. We don't know if there is something like agriculture or population in there, but I think going for the food now is a good idea. And then taking modern infantry as well, I guess. Really hope that Green doesn't want to go for a war. Guess would depend a lot on his... if he has a new tactic, a good one. Yeah, I guess we could, with if we go for military theory, we could put a lot of stuff. We have military build-up, patriotism, so enough military actions, reserves, and then the resources from the Louvre, and we have the magic castle. So we could destroy a lot of stuff and go for a lot of cannons, maybe 4 cannons, and then we can fulfill this tactic 2 times. Sadly only the 5. Could also go for modern infantry instead next turn if we have to, if that's better than military theory. We can upgrade quite a lot. Problem then is that the military actions we will only have 4. So I think military theory should be better than modern infantry, but we will have to see if Green even wants to go for war, and if he wants to go for war against us. We're still at only the fighting band. That's not that great. We might lose cavalrymen actually, but with this tactic I'm not that afraid of that. If we play that now, we lose. Yeah, we don't have the cannon. We could say, how does that work? If we go for the one from the Louvre, 2 resources. Problem is if we go... my thought was going something like this. That would put us at 27. Problem is we don't draw any cards, and I really want some impacts. We will have 2 more politics actions and probably only 1 time that we draw cards. So I really want to draw some cards. I think like this we're also prepared. Maybe I will regret it. But there's only 1 H2 card left. And then it's the impact of variety, so yeah, probably nothing too much that is strength reliant. So I don't think I have to worry about being the weakest at the moment. The only thing I have to worry about is potential wars from Green mostly. I don't think Red can go for that. Doesn't have enough for the Air Forces next turn. So yeah. Also with the Wonders, there's still the internet left. I think we can go for that. Problem is the civil actions. So it might depend when that comes out, but we definitely have 2 more turns. Internet is really strong with Pierre and the team sports. Would also like professional sports, but can't do that this turn. Also there's another one left, so maybe we can grab that next turn. Get rid of one of those wars. Can't use both. And then hopefully we do some impacts, a bit of Wonders. That's okay at least. So at least 1 good or okay impact. So let's see, Red, yeah, doesn't play politics. Doesn't finish his spaceflight yet. Oil, does he want to go for that? Autonomous territory, that is pretty strong. Sadly we didn't draw any colonization cards. So again, I mean, autonomous territory is really strong. There will be no wars from either of these guys. because I will be ending the age, I guess. I might not. We will see if I do that. Yeah, definitely think I don't really need those swordsmen anymore. But I guess sending away this many is too much, right? Also prefer for some impacts. I haven't drawn a lot of impacts, so I don't have a good idea what might be in there. And the 7 culture would be really nice. Don't really need anything else. Yeah, it's also going to be hard to win that. It's worth quite a lot. And I guess green will also bid very much for that. And I guess I could bid 7 for this. Work with that. Maybe go for this army then. If they bid too much, if like red bids too much, yeah, it's gonna be hard to declare war against him because he has enough for air forces with Churchill. And green, it's generally super hard to declare war on. So I guess I won't be going for war anyway. So then I don't really need those swordsmen anymore. Might be important for the impact of population and harmony. I could make this expensive for these guys. Or get it for 10. I mean, 7 culture is not bad if I don't need the swordsman. Problem is, of course, then they can play aggressions on me. I don't have the Olympic Games anymore. Yeah, I mean, if I bid this, I could still use the military build-up. Could increase population a few times. You know what? I think autonomous territory might be worth it. And okay, green gets it for 10 anyway, but that's still pretty good that he has to send away, hopefully, quite a lot for that. Yeah, has to send away a tank at least, and that's pretty expensive. Still nice for him, I guess. And he takes the Empire State and Engineering. Doesn't end the age, so we will draw one more time. Goes up to 42 strength. Yeah, green is also looking really strong. Will finish that Empire State, and I guess he will get quite a lot from that. 24, yeah. So there's the internet. I wonder if I have to take that this turn. Red probably can't take that away. Green, on the other hand, just needs one step from the Empire State, and then could even take the internet and maybe even finish it. So I think I will have to take that. It's going to be pretty strong for me. 16 at the moment. Once I build more of these team sports, it's going to be better. So input of variety, I guess that's going to be pretty good for green as well. And it's looking like green might have the best chances. Also with all of those colonies. Really crazy. If you see input of colonies, at least we also have 2 of those. Definitely gonna play the input of wonders. That should be good for me. I have a lot of wonders. So the variety 12 against 16, and we also have 12. Okay, so yeah, it's okay for us. So if I take the internet, I'm left with 3 actions. Definitely think I have to do that. So what else might I do? I could play revolutionary idea, build a military build-up, military theory. Problem is, yeah, I really want another team sports. That produces me 2 more culture. I'm at 25, sadly I don't have any defend cards. So that might be a problem. Yeah, sadly the internet's pretty expensive to take, but I really think I have to do that. It's gonna be a lot for me. A nice way to spend my final resources. Can't let green take that away or even take it away and finish it. Which he could with engineering, I guess. And he has enough resources. Does he? I mean, it doesn't really matter if he can finish it. Would be bad if he takes it away. So I have to do that. Yeah, problem is my military. I mean, maybe I don't have to go for the team sports. Can do that next turn. Maybe if I... Yeah, with the maybe I go for military theory, that's definitely not bad, and then I could build another cannon. For this tactic, going up to 34. And then I can defend against green with an aggression with my magic castle. I get 6, yeah, I can definitely defend. How many resources will I have? With the 6 extra from the Louvre, it's gonna be quite a lot. It's gonna be enough for the internet. Still have reserves. Problem is, this costs 5 steps. I don't have architecture or anything. At least I have 9 civil actions. So then I'm left with some. And can still go for 2 more team spots, I guess. Those are gonna be pretty important. Input of culture, I win that at the moment, yeah. Hope that stays that way. That really should, I think. So yeah, I think I don't have a lot of different choices. I have to take the internet, I think. That's gonna be 24 culture probably, when I build 2 more team sports. Sadly I don't have the professional sports. Yeah, taking that for how many actions were that? 6 actions is pretty expensive. But green could easily take it away, so I have to do that. I'm building some military. I guess I'm pretty good for Input of Harmony now. So that might also matter. Also maybe the Input of Strength. Don't want to fall too far behind. And yeah, that's the end. The age will definitely end. I will have 2 corruption. That's not the biggest deal, I think. I mean, I could just delete one of the warriors and put them on cannons or something. No, on cannons. And then I'm only drawing 2 cards, and I really want another good impact. I don't have any in hand, so I don't want to waste my good position as last player and not draw any cards. And in the last position you have all the information in your last turn, so you can decide which impact you want to play, and if you don't have any in hand, then that doesn't sound that good. So I'm just gonna redo the turn. We'll quickly see if that is indeed the best order to do this. Taking the internet. Have to play revolutionary idea if I want to go for military theory, which might also matter for some impacts, like technology and progress, and also government, so definitely want to go with that. It's pretty strong tech without any other military blue tags. And then I mean I could also delete swordsman and build the cannon. Play the tactic. Then I'm at 32. I have 1 action left. I could destroy another one and go for team sports. And I don't have corruption. Maybe I like this more. I'm still at 32. I'm still ahead of red. Can still defend easily with the magic castle. Only drawing 2 cards. But at least I don't have corruption. I get the team sports a little bit earlier. Might be important for some impacts. Might be important for the input of culture. It's gonna produce some more. Yeah, I think this might be better. It's worse for the input of harmony. Destroying so many swordsmen. And not drawing the cards. Yeah, I really think drawing the cards is gonna be important. So I'm not gonna delete the swordsman, but increase population instead and then go for the cannon. So I think I had it like this. Sadly with the corruption, 1 more civil action would be nice. Then I could pull away 1 swordsman and then build the team sports. Sadly I can't. Yeah, with the reserves I definitely have enough for the internet. I'm just gonna do some math really quickly. We have 17 resources minus 2, so 15. And then with the reserves and maybe even the Louvre, these cost 5 sadly. So overall we probably need 14. We need 14 for the internet, and then 10 for 2 more team spots would be really great. So 24. We have 17 minus 2, so 15, plus 6 plus 4, so that's enough. So I think this the corruption won't matter. Let's hope that we draw some nice impacts. It's probably going to be really important. Nothing. No impacts at all. That's pretty sad. Oh, and I lose the promise of military protection. At least I draw defend cards. I forgot about that military protection. So yeah, still ahead of red. Can still defend with these defend cards, so shouldn't be a problem. So impact of government, so yeah, the military theory paid off. But 28 for green. I think this looks pretty clear. At least I also got 24. So right now it's relatively close. Red goes for this army. Maybe he has a bit of strength in there, not sure. Maybe competition or something like that. Finishes in the wonder, not the most culture for him. And now green. Bit of progress, so at least, yeah, the military theory really paid off there. 14, so yeah, green is also gonna get quite a lot from Bill Gates. Goes for upgraded food, gets 32 from Empire State, because he's strongest. Most production, most food, most science, not most culture. So ends up at, yeah, quite a lot. That double oil was really crazy by him. Even goes for upgraded food, so maybe that is in the deck. Agriculture or balance will also be pretty, really crazy for him. Give him very much. Yeah, I can't go for anything. Sadly, I didn't draw a good impact. Don't know which one would have been nice. Balance also isn't the worst for me. Can play these reserves and finish the internet, but first, don't need these swordsmen anymore. Can put them into the arenas. This and the internet also gives me 24. That's not bad. How much do I need? Is this enough? Spending 2 blue tokens. Nope, I have to spend all of them. We're still ahead in culture faction, right? Yeah, so I still win the input of culture, so that is nice. Finish the internet for 24. And yeah, then I can't do a lot else. I can play the military build-up, put these guys into cannons. If it's the impact of competition, I guess. We already had the impact of... no... variety, yeah, we already had that. So I think if it's competition, then that is a good move, putting those into cannons. The rest doesn't really matter. I can't get stronger than them anyway, I think. Just do it with 1. I'm at 32 or 31. Yeah, I'm too far behind to overtake them for the input of strength. So I guess this will end with green winning and me in second place, which is okay. Green really had an amazing game with those 2 oils they got very early, and then also Bill Gates. He's gonna score a lot in the impacts. So yeah, nicely done by him. But we're gonna see the impacts, of course. Maybe there are some surprises, but he played most of them. So happiness, we win that by 2. And then competition, so that was good to put those into cannons. We also have a little bit more than him there. Harmony is not... 16 is okay. So there was harmony. If I had 1 more in military, that would have been great. No way to know that, right? And then wonders, we have 14 there. So every impact we have a small advantage. And then the impact of culture, where we have a big advantage, but it's not going to be enough. He also scores 8 from Bill Gates. So yeah, relatively close between us two. Definitely well played by him with those oil and really amazing infrastructure. I'm not sure, maybe I should have tried to go for war, go that route with the Magic Castle. Had a lot of different options. Went for the Louvre. Maybe that was not the greatest move. I'm not sure. Maybe if I had not taken the Louvre, I could have got International Red Cross or something, or generally focus more on military. And that would have been an option. Of course, going for military is always a little bit tricky. Depends on what the other guys are doing, and also if you draw those wars. But yeah, well played by him. Congratulations, and of course we're gonna have a look at the standings, what this means for the tournament. So here you can see the standing. This was the first game that was finished, so nothing too exciting. Tosh takes the lead with 5 points. I get 2, and then Blix doesn't get any. So these are the standings right now. The next games will be coming soon, and then it's gonna be a lot more interesting. Like this, the standings aren't telling us much besides the outcome of this game. I hope you enjoyed this game, and that the next game that will be coming out next week, that you join me there as well. Stay safe, and I hope I see you the next time as well.